Hey guys, Rick with Raleigh Sport Direct here, bringing you another episode of What's in the Box. Today we've got the Process West Focus ST cold air intake. Behind me, I've got our Focus ST. I'm actually going to be installing this today on our car, but I wanted to go over the intake system with you guys, just to let you know what's included and kind of what it's all about. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, you've got a very large high flow K&N filter, which is fantastic, very good filter. You do have all the clamps and hardware included that you're going to need, and then these beautiful aluminum pipes, and of course that leads down into the fender well to drop nice cold air. It does include all the couplers and hoses you're going to need as well, and then a heat shield. And I'm a big fan of heat shields because basically anything you can do to keep hot air out of the intake system and to try to drop as much cool air as possible is going to be very beneficial. Cold air is dense air, and we want as much cold, dense air going into the engine as possible, and that's what we're hoping to achieve with this intake system. Not only you're going to get a little bit more horsepower, but the car's also going to run better and safer as well. Plus, over the factory intake system, we should gain a nice, deep, throaty sound, which is always kind of a nice byproduct of going with an aftermarket intake, mainly because you're getting rid of the factory baffles and mufflers that they have in the intake system. So overall, very good system. Should be a pretty easy install overall. I know the intake does route over to the back of the engine, but other than that, it should be fairly easy. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so we've just installed the Process West intake on our Focus ST, and it's loud. I really like this intake. It really amplifies the engine sound, the turbo sound, the blow-off valve sound. I mean, it just amplifies everything. Now, of course, it utilizes a gigantic K&N filter, which is fantastic. It's a very high-quality filter. Throttle response does feel a little bit better as well, which is great. Normally with intakes, I don't expect a ton out of them, but this one I can actually feel a noticeable difference. And then of course the sound that's associated with this intake is just unreal. I mean, let me see if I can get on it here a little bit without too much wheel spin. It's gonna have nope, lots of wheel spin. Lots of wheel spin. it's a lot of fun to drive. I like this intake. It's really high quality. I mean, the installation is a breeze. I like how they utilize a two-piece pipe going up over the engine, or I guess up over and back behind the engine. Just makes it that much easier to install. Really nice heat shield, to kind of keep the engine heat at bay, to suck up, as cool of air as possible. Everything hooks up just like stock. I mean, I really couldn't ask for anything more out of an intake, but I am having a blast driving this car around in the wet. It's just a wheel spin monster. Basically, it being cold and wet, and with this on, summer only tires, it just kind of likes to spin, and I have no problem with that. It's a ton of fun. Anyway, I'm going to keep on driving. I'm going to keep giving you guys updates on this car, just because we do have some other things we want to do to it, which I'm really excited about. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.